Today's episode of the GoldCast is sponsored by NFL Top 10s that play on a Friday. That'll make a lot more sense when I get into today's opening topic. We have a special guest, one of our favorite rivals of the GoldCast Nation, one of our favorite rivals in the NFC West, someone we love, whose team we love to hate. And I'm going to introduce him after the break. So we're going to talk a little bit about, we're doing an NFC West check-in. We're going to do a check-in between the Rams and the Niners. We're calling this podcast A Tale of Two Teams. Both teams look vastly different ending in week 4 and going into week 5. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, just kind of the journeys and what it's like and where we are in both these teams' journeys through this crazy, tumultuous NFL season. But before that, you can find us online at youtube.com/thegoldcast. You can find us on Instagram at thegoldcast. You can find us on Twitter at thegoldcast _ facebook.com/thegoldcast, all under the same moniker, the Goldcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, join us. Definitely add us on YouTube. That's really the place you want to find us, is YouTube. The comments go off. That's really the best place to find us if you'd like to add and contribute. We love to hear from everyone. We answer everybody who comments. So definitely give us a shout out on YouTube. And here we go. This is a middle of week 4, end of week 4, right before week 5. This is middle of both weeks. This is check-in. 49ers, Rams, NFC West check-in. But first, the GoldCast intro. Let's get busy.
San Francisco, are you ready?
Are you ready?
This is the GoldCast.
Boom! Welcome to another edition of the GoldCast. We are the voice of the faithful. I'm your host, Rudy Solis III, and with me is my LA co-host making his debut on the 2018 49ers season,
Lewie B.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Wow, Louie, it's been a long time. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys. I know it's been a hot minute. We've been trying to work this out for a while, but I'm happy I can finally hop on here, man.
Heck yeah. It's awesome that you're back. So, boy, have things changed. We were just saying this off air, how much things have changed in the NFC West. I'm going to take you back, Louie. I'm going to take you back down memory lane. I'm going to bring you all the way back to last weekend before the game started, because I want to give you a taste of what it's like to be a 49ers fan in 2018 and how far things have fallen. So, going back. Yeah. Going back to right around 2012, 2013, it's when you and I first started really hanging out watching football together. I remember we had a discussion about, you were talking about the Patriots, and I was talking about how little respect I had for the Patriots, and you were talking about how much respect you had for them. You know, you liked Tom Brady. We were kind of going back and forth about this. And then I remember at the time, I had told you, Louie, I said, you know what you have right now? You have ugly girlfriend syndrome. And remember, we talked about that, about ugly girlfriend syndrome. And you had asked, this is true. We talked about it. And
yes,
you had asked, yes, right?
Yes.
You had asked, what is ugly girlfriend syndrome? And at the time I explained it. I'll explain it for the listeners who, may not be familiar with this conversation. But ugly girlfriend syndrome, I explained to Louie, was that his girlfriend, the then St. Louis Rams, because Louie is a true blue Rams fan from back in the day, not a bandwagoner. The then St. Louis Rams were not very good, 100%. They were not very good. I said, the Rams, you don't have a hot girlfriend. So what's happening here is you keep looking at everyone else's girlfriend, because your girlfriend's not that hot. You're not that happy in this relationship. It's not going very well. You're frustrated. You love her, but you don't necessarily like her. And you're stuck with her. So what you're doing is you're looking at all the other teams. You're looking around, and I told you the Niners. It's the Harbaugh era. We're in the middle of the 2011 to 2013 run, 3 NFC championships in a row. 3 NFC championships in a row. My girlfriend is hot as hell, and I love her, and I like her, and I don't want to look at anybody else. Nobody else. Right. So fast forward to the 2018 season. and Jimmy G goes down in a flame of not even glory, just a flame of sadness, a flame of depression. The Rams created a super team a la the Golden State Warriors. You guys went Golden State Warriors on this. You guys got like 10 KDs in the offseason. You know that, right?
We went full Golden State Warriors. We literally just went out and we were like, whoever is a free agent that is really good, we're going to go get, and we're going to either trade for, or if they're not even a free agent, they're on a team. They're on a team. We're going to go get them. Brandon Cooks from the Patriots, we'll give you a first-round pick, New England. Give me Brandon Cooks. You know, anyways, Marcus Peters, you're on Kansas City. Come to LA, bro. Come to LA and let's win a ship. That's literally what we did. We went full Golden State.
You went full Golden State. You got every Kevin Durant available. The 49ers are about a year behind. We're still building through the draft. You know, we get Jerick McKinnon, Pierre Garçon comes back. But our big trading piece was Jimmy G, who we have. He goes down, everyone knows, in a flame of depression, not a flame of glory, a flame of depression. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you, Louie. Louie hasn't heard this story yet. I've been saving it for the GoldCast. But on Friday night last weekend, before the game started, all right, I'm watching NFL Top 10 at a bar, hanging out with my wife. And at the NFL Top 10, they're doing the top 10 NFL Mount Rushmores. Who of the top 10 teams in the NFL have the greatest Mount Rushmores? And I'm watching this whole thing, right? I'm going, and finally they get down to the top 5, and Tom Pittsburgh I think was 5. Number 4 was Tom Brady and the Patriots, and then they go in commercial break, and there's gonna be top 3, and I'm sitting there going, okay, top 3, and I'm going over the teams in my head. I've seen all of them. You know, they've gone through Miami, Pittsburgh, the Raiders, Kansas City, and go through a lot of classic teams, and I'm thinking, the only ones left, there's got to be the Packers, the Cowboys, and the Niners, right? And I'm going, God, what order is that going to be in? And then the Cowboys are the 3rd team. And now I'm on pins and needles. I'm on pins and needles so much I'm barely paying attention to my wife. She's like, oh, my God. She's like, who cares? It's just a stupid top 10. I'm like, you got to let me have this. You don't understand. Who's going to be the finals? It's going to be us or the Packers. Watch them give it to the Packers. Louis, they're going to give it to the fucking Packers.
They're going to give it to the Packers.
Had, 3 different eras they won. They're going to give it to the Packers. Watch. It's going to be Vince Lombardi, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and somebody else. Watch. They're going to give it to them. The Packers are number 2. And I about lose my mind. You'd have thought we won the Super Bowl or we'd have won a game right there on Friday. The Niners are number 1. They talk about how that the Niners need like 3 Mount Rushmores. One of the guys who's commenting, one of the critics is like, an analyst is like, the Niners need a Mount Rushmore on top of their Mount Rushmore. And I'm like, of course. And they're like, who do you even decide who goes on this? Bill Walsh, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott, Steve Young. I mean, what about Steve Young? What about Roger Craig? They're like, who? John Taylor? Who? Dwight Clark? George Seifert? Who goes on this list? They're like, who besides Joe Montana and like Bill Walsh and probably Rice, you could have like 5 different dudes in that 4th spot. And I'm losing my mind. But all that does is make me realize that all I have to look forward to this year are stupid top 10 videos about a Niners team that doesn't even exist anymore, a team that has existed since I was 15 years old. And meanwhile, your goddamn Rams are literally ripping teams in half. And this is life in 2018 in October. After week 3, we go into week 4. The Niners lose 27-29 in a very close game, which was much closer than expected against a really crappy team that had Jimmy G been there. We probably would have won. And your Rams, even though the defense, you got some injuries on defense, nothing as devastating as Jimmy G because you have so much talent in every direction. We're pretty thin. We pretty much have a starting lineup and nothing else right now. You guys win 38-31, and even though it was 38-31, it sure didn't feel like 38-31. It felt like 38-21 against you guys, against the Vikings.
Yeah, no.
So I want to hear what you have to say. What do you think about all that?
What's really funny is I think that's hysterical that you're now in that point where you have to look forward to top 10 countdowns. B, I will say this is how cocky, and GoldCast members will remember, Lewie B of 2016, of 2015, of, sad Lewie B, sad Rams fan Lewie B, where it was just pure depression. It was sadness. It wasn't a lot of cockiness. I've gotten so cocky that you're talking about the Mount Rushmore. I've gotten so cocky that you're talking about Mount Rushmore. I'm like, oh, top 3. The Rams are gonna be number 1 because we got 4 fucking all pro guys this year. That's how cocky I've gotten. I was like, oh, Mount Rushmore, we're gonna be number 1. We got Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, Sammy Walker, Robert Woods, shit, Sean McVay. Come on, baby.
Like in the future Mount Rushmore from 10 years from now, you guys are at number 1, right? They put the Rams at number 1, right? And when they redo this video in a decade.
Absolutely, we overtook everything. We're gonna take it all over, bro. Yeah, of course. No, that's how cocky I've gotten now. But and then lastly too is that yeah, that game against Minnesota really did. The score was close. In my opinion, the score was closer than the game felt. Because that last score I'm pretty sure at one point it was 38-28 or like 38-24. It was something like that. I know we had 2 scores on them at one point. And then they scored that touchdown to put them 7 away. And then we gave them the ball back, which honest to God, I'm pretty sure we punted like 3 times in that game, maybe 2-3 times. Like our offense is just hitting this point of like pure dominance, and I'm so used to losing, man. So like, when's the other shoe gonna drop? And it's so cool to watch these guys through 4 weeks be like, wow, we are the best offense in the NFL because we can kill you from so many directions. I will take us over Kansas City's offense in a heartbeat because we can just get you from so many different ways. We can beat you on the ground. We can beat you in the air. We can beat you with 3 different receivers. We had 3 receivers go over 100 yards. That's the first time in Rams history. Even back during the greatest show on turf, they never did that. We had 300-yard receivers. They've never had that in a game on the Rams history. So I just think our offense is just a killer. Yeah.
So you're right. You're absolutely right. The mighty have fallen. You have every right. You now have a hot girlfriend. Congratulations. You have a hot girlfriend. You're in a happy relationship. You don't just like her. You don't just love her. You like her. And you're there. I literally am watching top 10 videos of teams from yesteryear jumping around. And I'm like, my wife is, we're sitting there. We're having these cocktails in the bar. And she's like, hey, we're supposed to be hanging out. And I'm like, just let me have this. I'm recording it on my phone. Let me have this. I just want to watch this later. Let me have this. This is all I have. It was so sad. It was so sad. Going back to your wide receivers, oftentimes it's really easy. You can't really tell how a team is doing production-wise, but you can always tell how a wide receiver is doing production-wise by fantasy. Like the team, it's no indication of how well a team's doing. But if you're getting a bunch of touches, you can see it on fantasy. You can see how many catches they're getting. You can see how often they're scoring. Everything is on there. And we talked about this on this past Sunday when you and I were hanging out, that you have 3, fantasy-wise, you have 3 wide receiver ones. It doesn't matter if you've got Kupp, if you've got Cooks, or you have Woods. All 3 of them are wide receiver ones on whatever team they're on. You could literally throw them in wide receiver 1, all 3.
On a weekly basis. It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Yeah. Your team is out of control. It really is. We talked about this. And
that's the one point I want to touch on because I forgot you brought this up. And to touch on the GoldCast, the story about that sexy girlfriend, man, it is crazy. Like I said, how cocky I am. It's crazy the difference. Once you get a hot girlfriend, man, and that's the thing. Last year I had a hot girlfriend. Man, this year I might as well. I'm dating a supermodel. The Rams are a supermodel, bro. I'm dating the oh my God, it's a supermodel. I mean, the hottest girl. She's on covers of magazines. Every guy wants to be with her. And I don't even know what other teams are doing. Are other teams playing? I don't even know. I'm not even paying attention to other girlfriends, bro. I'm not even looking at other girls. I don't even know there's another girl that exists, bro. So it is. It's the year of the supermodel girlfriend for sure.
Yeah, you did. You've done really well. Let me ask you this. You kind of hinted on it, but I want to dig a little deeper into this. I want to dig a little deeper. Does it make you have less respect for other teams now? Do you kind of see what I was saying before, where you look at the team, you go, man, screw that, fuck that team. That team sucks. I hate that team.
I do. I definitely do see it. I definitely do see it more, especially more than I used to, for sure. Like, you get someone. I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm still a football fan, and like, I mean, the same as you. I mean, on Sundays, anyone can catch me. I mean, I don't care how late I am on Saturday, how late I'm up on Saturday. Everyone can catch me on Sunday morning. I'm up at 9 a.m. watching the pregame, and I'm watching football all day. I love football. I love watching football in general and all that. And I just love it all. But yes, it is crazy, the switch that happens once your team is really killing it, that you're just like, yeah, like everyone's talking about, someone's talking about someone brought up the Cowboys, bro. I saw an article the other day, they were like, the Cowboys they are back. We are seeing the Cowboys return to their 2016 form. I'm like, because they barely beat the Lions? They're returning to form? Get out of here, bro. It's like, and that used to not upset me as much as it now does, where now I'm like, man, screw these guys. Try to keep up with the Rams, bro. And I'm like, all right, I'm just keep putting everything back to the Rams. It's awful.
That's great. See, this is the plight. This is the plight of having a sexy girlfriend, and you know what it is? Here's what I think that is. Here's the psychology behind that. I think the psychology behind that is that you know how hard it is to get where you are. You know how rare it is. You know how short it can last in football. So when you see some junky ass team and then some analysts giving props to a junky ass team, when your team, she went to the gym, she got on a great diet, she got a brand new job, she added a whole new wardrobe to get to the level that she is because she loves you and she cares about this relationship. Everything she put in, everything you put in, the blood and the sweat and the tears and the commitment to make this what it is now, and now it's there. Now it's right where it's supposed to be. And then you see this other guy with his other girlfriend. They're not even trying. They hate each other. They're eating terrible. They're never going to the gym. They're not working hard. They don't really care about this. They're not really committed to their relationship. And when you see that happening over there, it only frustrates you, because you know what? You're like, wait a minute. You shouldn't be giving them any props. They haven't done anything. They didn't even go to the gym. They haven't been to the gym for the last 2 weeks. No, they're out of shape.
It's true, man. It's true. Yeah, it's great when that happens, where you're just like, oh wow, that's what happens, bro. When you see how good football can be played by your own team, you go, man, there's just this like sense of just love and warmth that just comes out of you. It's insane. It's something that I wish upon everyone, except for Niners fans, obviously. But no disrespect.
You son of a bitch. all due respect. I hope you're never happy. All due respect.
All due respect. Oh man. I will say that I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out for the GoldCast, for the 49er faithful, which says a lot, because I really don't like the 49ers, as it has been historically noted in this podcast how much I don't like the Niners. But it really upsets me. The Jimmy G injury hurts me almost as much as it hurts Niners fans, because now we don't get to know. Now we don't get to see the Jared Goff versus Jimmy G matchup, the Shanahan versus McVay matchup that we were all dying to see. Now, come week 7, it's just going to be a joke. It's going to be this game where it's like, who cares? I'm playing CJ Beathard.
I appreciate that. I'm really bummed out, too. That October 21st was going to be the game. You and I were going to get tickets. We were going to go see the final game together. This entire year, it was like, all right, let's go. I was talking all this shit to you. I was telling you for weeks I didn't care I don't care how good your team is. You guys could literally go undefeated in that week. We're still going to beat you. I literally, there was no doubt in my mind that we were going to do it. I literally was like, I was just like, no, I'm going to be faithful. I don't care. Jimmy G is going to step up. He's going to throw for 40 points worth of touchdowns. It's going to be fine. And now it all goes down in flames. And the pessimism coming out of Niner Nation is ridiculous. GoldCast Nation hasn't been as bad. I think we tend to be a little bit more optimistic, but the 49er faithful, man, some of the text messages, some of the group threads I'm on, I'm just like, oh, man, calm down. You guys are acting like the season's over. We still have a whole season worth of football. I would like to watch it and enjoy it. You know, I want my heart to be ripped out. I don't need to rip my own heart out. I mean, trust me.
Try to enjoy it.
Try, exactly. I want to at least try to enjoy it. You understand that. You want to at least try to enjoy the season. I don't want to necessarily call it, but let's go. Let's take a look forward, because this week coming up, week 5, we have 49ers or Arizona's at San Francisco. We have LA at Seattle. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, even though Jeff Fisher wasn't that great, this still was the cream of the crop division, and now the Rams sit atop of the NFC West. Everyone is a dumpster fire. Arizona was pretty good. You guys always gave the Seahawks and the 49ers tons of trouble, even when you were going 8-8. This was a highly, highly competitive division. And this week we have 3 dumpster fires and 1 LA Rams. I'm just going to say it because I would make you guess, but for GoldCast Nation, since you guys like to play along, here we go. GoldCast Nation, let me ask you guys a question now. Let's start first with LA at Seattle. What do you think the odds are? I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. What do you think the odds are? Do you already know them, Louie? You already know them, right? You already know what the odds are?
The odds of what do you mean, like the over under, or what do you mean the odds?
Yeah. The spread. LA at Seattle. Do you know it? Don't look it up if you don't.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I'm cheating right now, so I'm looking at it.
All right, cool. All good.
Well, I have my app open, so it's already pretty much there.
All good. So, because we usually
the GoldCast time.
Yeah, the GoldCast. So, GoldCast Nation, LA at Seattle is LA by 7. Now, the next one, Arizona at San Francisco. What do you think the spread is? I'm going to tell you guys now. I'm going to give you guys a second there to think. Now, the spread is San Francisco by 4. Now, the question is, Louie, I'm going to ask you, since you're our special guest co-host, do you take that bet? Do you take that bet first? LA at Seattle by 7. By 7, do you feel like that seems a little conservative, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I would take both. Honestly, I'd take both of those. I would take both of those for sure. I would take the over on the odds for that, because I think, dude, the Rams are going to beat Seattle by double digits minimum, at least 10 points. And then I would say San Francisco, the fight that they put up against the Chargers, who I don't think is as good as we all thought. A lot of us thought preseason, but they are still a good team. The fight they put up with CJ Beathard and their depleted team as of already, I would think that I'd take San Francisco over with 4 for sure. I think that they can handle this game. I think Arizona is hot garbage, and I think that they're going to go 0-5. I would take the Niners. I would take the Rams. I would go over on the Rams for sure. I think they're going to destroy Seattle.
Yeah, I agree. I would take the over on Seattle. I wouldn't take the over on San Francisco. I'd probably take the under. I would say if we win by 2 or 3 points, and I agree. I think LA wins by a minimum 10. Minimum. I think 10 for sure. Like 10's a lock. If you take over on 7, you're fine.
Yeah, I agree. I would do that for sure. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yep, I agree. Well, Louie, thank you so much for coming on to the GoldCast. We'll definitely have to check back in after the game. You guys, us versus you guys. I think you guys come to San Francisco first. Yeah, you guys come to San Francisco first, and then we go thereafter. So definitely have to have you back on. But I definitely wanted to do a NFC West check-in with you. Congratulations Lewie Bartone, you have a sexy girlfriend. And just so you know, I cannot wait. I can't wait till she starts looking back at the bars, starts looking at the junk food stores, and starts eating, getting out of shape, doesn't start calling you, stops texting you. I cannot wait till once again she gets so ugly and this relationship falls apart so badly that you start looking at other girls. And then my girlfriend, she goes to the gym, she works out, she says, you know what, she goes to therapy. We go to therapy, we put this whole thing back together, and my girlfriend and I, we have a sexy relationship. I have a sexy girlfriend. I cannot wait for that day, and it will happen. Trust me, Lewie. Mark my words. You heard it here first.
Hey, you know what, man? Hey, you know what? Thanks for having me on GoldCast. Thanks for welcoming me back. And hey, you know what, man? I wish nothing but the absolute best on this long, long journey for you Niners fans to get back to a sexy girlfriend, because it's going to be very long. The last I checked, it takes a while to get back into the gym after a torn ACL. So good luck to her. Hey, I wish her nothing but the best, man. But, as of now, we're pretty hot. So thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you guys.
For sure. So concludes another edition of the GoldCast. We are the voice of the faithful. I'm your host, Rudy Solis III, and with me is my co-host,
Lewie B.
Boom. We'll see you next time. Same GoldCast time, same GoldCast.
This is the GoldCast.